tomorrow at Calfee Funeral Home with visitation at 12:30 and the funeral at 1:30. Anybody would like to join there. So with that, let's take a moment or two of silence in appreciation for these two wonderful people that have meant so much to the city. Okay, thank you very much. Well, I don't see my gavel and I want to be official here. Okay. The regular scheduled common council meeting, the city of Beckley for January 25th will now come to order. This is a WebEx event, and we do have a second reading and public hearing of one ordinance this evening. And for those who may be calling in by phone, I'll remind you early to dial *3, which in essence raises your hand. If you're connected by the computer, click the hand icon on your participant panel, which also acknowledges you to speak when that time comes for the public hearing on the ordinance, as well as the time for public comments. So the first order of business, reading and approval of the minutes from the council meeting dated November 11th of 21.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve the council minutes of 1/11/21. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by a like sign. Next, we have a motion. We'll need a motion for the reading and approval of the minutes from the workshop dated 1/18/22. And as a reminder, that's the one that Beckley joined us to discuss the potential donation of the WJLS building. So we have a motion to approve those minutes. I would appreciate that.
So moved.
So moved.
Yeah, we have a motion and second to approve the minutes of the special workshop on 1/18/22. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Next, we have a second reading and public hearing of an ordinance regarding the increase in spending limit prior to requiring the approval of bids for the Beckley Sanitary Board. Mr. Fowle?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, sir. Tonight is the second reading, and after I've read it by title, we will have a public hearing. Anybody from the public will be invited to speak either in favor or opposed to this ordinance. What this ordinance does, as the mayor explained, it will authorize the Beckley Sanitary Board to purchase goods and labor up to $25,000 without having to go through the formal bid process. This should expedite a lot of issues the Sanitary Board has been dealing with. Currently, $5,000 is the limit. Anything over $5,000, they have to go through a formal bid process. There are still steps that would have to be taken, but this is certainly an improvement. This is authorized by the West Virginia legislature, and this, as written, will permit, if the legislature increases the amount that the Sanitary Board can either purchase labor or goods without going through a formal bid process. If the legislature increases that amount, this ordinance will automatically increase that amount for the Beckley Sanitary Board. So they will stay in conformity with the state law. I will read this ordinance by title. It is titled An Ordinance Amending Chapter 9, Article 2, Section 9-229A and B of the City of Beckley Municipal Code, increasing the limit to $25,000 for purchases of goods and labor by the city or Beckley Sanitary Board without going through the formal bid process, and automatically incorporate any future increase in said limit set by the West Virginia legislature. Now, the Beckley Sanitary Board at its regular meeting on December 8, 2021, adopted a resolution asking that the Common Council of the City of Beckley approve this ordinance. At this time, I will open a public hearing and ask if there are any comments either in favor of or opposed to this ordinance. Amy, can you assist us there with seeing if there's anybody that would like to speak?
I have one person signed up. It's Danielle Stewart, and I will unmute her. Hold on one second. Danielle, you're unmuted.
All right, hello everybody, and thank you for allowing me to speak. I want to say first that I fully support the raise to the $25,000 limit in keeping with the standards of contracting. However, I would strongly recommend that the council amend it so that it is not tied to the state legislature and the state legislature's decisions. I really feel that it would be better served for the community if the council kept that power within their own jurisdiction. Once you vote on that, whenever the state does it, it's going to happen automatically, and basically city council loses their voice in the matter. That's all I have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Danielle. Amy, are there any other members of the public who would like to be heard?
No, there's no one else signed up.
Okay, thank you. And I will say this, as written, is what the request is from the Beckley Sanitary Board. They have looked at it carefully, and they feel this is in the best interest of the public. This will see that they are able to expedite the purchase of goods and labor where it has become very cumbersome. When they have to act, they have a lot of matters they have to act on quickly, and some may not be deemed actually emergencies, but there are still issues that involve families and buildings, a lot of property where the backup of sewage is certainly a possibility, and this is to help eliminate those risks. So I will turn this at this stage back to the mayor. And Mayor, if you would take this, present it to council for a vote.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Fowl, for the explanation. And I will just add that the supply chain problems that not only the Sanitary Board, but virtually all of America is experiencing now has really accentuated this problem. As Mr. Fowl said, some of these issues that the Sanitary Board faces some are of immediate need, and some can't be delayed to the point that this increase to 25,000 would not be very helpful. And not to campaign, but I would hope that soon the city of Beckley will also adopt a similar ordinance due to the same reasons that we've discussed. So with that, I would accept a motion to approve this increase in the spending limit of the Sanitary Board on the second reading. And once we have a motion and a second, if there's any further discussion, we'll certainly entertain that then. So if we have a motion, I would appreciate that.
So moved.
Moved.
Okay,
Second.
Sharon and Janine. Very good. We have a motion and a second to accept this ordinance as presented by Mr. Fowl. Is there any further discussion?
Mayor, one question there. You said that you would want the council to do this for the city as well in the future.
Yes.
But if I read the title right, this says limit to 25K for purchase of goods and labor by the city or the Sanitary Board. Now, is this both of them, or is this just the
It's my understanding that we looked
for the board?
into that, and that may have been the reading before that ordinance was modified. Is that correct, Mr. Fowl?
Well, actually, we will still come back. This will not authorize the City of Beckley Common Council to in effect authorize the administration to purchase anything. Currently, it's 15,000 is what the City of Beckley administration is operating under. We will be coming back asking that increase at least to the 25,000, which has now also been authorized by the legislature. But this, as the way the body of the ordinance is written, will not authorize the city administration to increase without further action by the Common Council.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Price. So we have a motion and second to approve the increase of the purchasing limit for the Sanitary Board to 25,000 without the need to go to competitive bidding. All in favor of this ordinance, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Thank you. Down to old business, I'll lead off with just a couple of things, which are old business. Regarding the WJLS building, Gavin Ward is conducting a foul search now, which should be complete in the very near future. And on the Pinecrest, on the matter of Pinecrest board deeding over the Pinecrest Business and Technology Park to the city, Thrasher Engineering is working on a survey now that will provide the meets and bounds for Mr. Fowle to everything that he needs to draft that ordinance. So that's all I have for old business. Anything from any member of council under old business?
Mayor, on that same subject, shouldn't we be starting to look for like a property manager position? Someone that sounds to me like that will be a very specialized person for us. I mean, somebody who could maybe draw contracts and find tenants and maybe have a maintenance crew and, have a budget to work with. That person is not going to be easy to find. And I was wondering if we were beginning to look for that.
Well, we are, and we've had preliminary discussions with our legal and accounting folks, and we feel like that prior to that, a commission, a real estate commission of some sort, to make these decisions, pending council's approval, would be in order, similar to the Beckley Building Commission that we have now, that actually makes purchases of facilities like the fire department and the police headquarters, and then leases it back to the city. So we think that establishment of that commission would be the first step. But we agree with you that we do need somebody who specializes in real estate evaluation, agreement drafting, appraisals perhaps, going forward, because we have not only WJLS, but we have, as you well know, Pinecrest in the near future. And at this point, there could be some other very prominent real estate that could come our way. So I personally agree 100% with you, but it is in the works to establish a building commission or a real estate commission. Mr. Fowle, Billy?
That's all I have.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments on that, Billy or Mr. Fowle?
No, Mayor, I think you explained it very well. We are certainly in the preliminary stages of determining the best way for the city to go. But we feel at this stage it'll be at the minimum a commission that would be appointed to be involved in this.
I agree.
Thank you. Anything else from a member of council under old business?
Mayor Repo, this is Janine. My constituents that reside on East Street, they just want to thank the fire department for responding to 2 fires that they have had on East Street within the last month. And so their professionalism was just out of this world, that they did a great job. So they just wanted me to thank the fire department.
Good, very good. Well, our firefighters do a magnificent job for sure. So thank you very much, and thank your constituents for passing that on. Anything else from a member of council under old business? Anything from any member of council under new business?
I have one thing, Mayor. Recently in the paper, the county mentioned that they were looking for some summer help. And several people have addressed me and asked me if we were working to try to find some lifeguards for the New River Park swimming pool. They hate to see it down for like 2 years. And I have to agree, and I just wanted to know if we were, somebody was working towards that, or, putting out, one ads or something like that on Facebook. So,
Leslie Baker, our Director of Parks and Recreation, and the YMCA have embarked on a fairly aggressive notice and lifeguard training program. Getting an early start probably as early as 6 weeks or 2 months ago. And I don't have an updated report on the early success. I can only hope that we do better than we have in the past. But yes, to answer your question, it's first and foremost, nobody wants New River Park open any more than all of us, I'm sure. So it's an issue that hasn't gotten any easier, but they are really working on it. Yeah.
well, if somebody's a lifeguard and needs a job this summer, the city's hiring.
There you go. Exactly. Anything else from any member of council under new business? Okay, Amy, do we have anybody signed up for public comments this evening?
I don't see anyone signed up.
Okay. Well, it's been a good meeting. It's been a productive meeting. It's good to get together again, and we all look forward to hopefully COVID clearing the scene one of these days and we can meet again in person. But I do thank everybody for your attendance and for your participation this evening. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And seconded.
Second.
Okay, we stand adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. See ya.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Good night.
See ya.